One of the worst aspects of the mad dash for electrification is that it excludes all other possible pathways for energy transition. Because our governments have instilled this false sense of panic and urgency, which is completely unnecessary, they're forcing us down the path to EVs and wind and solar with their eyes firmly closed to any other alternatives. Nobody would choose the inconvenience and hassle of an EV over an internal combustion engine car in a free market. It's only thanks to tax relief and other incentives and subsidies that they're even being sold at all. What should happen is that new technologies should compete on a level playing field in the market, and only those that succeed should continue. But here we have the entire planet blindly stumbling towards electric cars as being the future of personal transportation, when it's plainly obvious, to me at least, that they won't be. If you're looking for EV and net zero sanity, you've come to the right place. If you like this kind of content, it'd be great to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to enable all notifications so you never miss another video. Previous major industrial changes have happened because they made our lives easier, or better, or quicker, or cheaper. They provided some benefit which drew consumers away from the old and towards the new. But today these changes aren't being driven by any benefit, they're driven by an ideology which claims that unless we rapidly decarbonise, there will be climate Armageddon. This is nonsense, of course, but it scares enough people, including governments, into going along with it. If it weren't for the false urgency of this ideology, there would be no need for this insane rush for electrification, and other energy possibilities might develop if given enough time. One of these options may be synthetic fuels, which, while providing a much lower emissions profile, still provide the convenience of current petrol and diesel fuels, and can theoretically be used with existing vehicles and fueling infrastructure. The aviation industry is heavily investing in this, as there is no chance in hell of there ever being an electric commercial airliner. Batteries, which weigh a ton, are completely useless for this task. Once again, the market eventually wins out, with Royce Aviation announcing recently that it is abandoning its R&D into electric propulsion and focusing on synthetic fuels. Rolls-Royce to sell electric flight unit to focus on jet engine business. The company believes that sustainable aviation fuel is the sole path for large airliners to achieve net zero climate targets. Rolls-Royce plc will double down on its jet engine business and look to sell its electric flight division, which develops electric propulsion systems for small aircraft and air taxis. Rolls-Royce plc is now under the leadership of Tufan Ergin-Bilgic and looking to rapidly raise profits while slashing costs. The company recently cut 2,500 management and administration jobs, and it wants to increase operating margins for its jet engine division from 2.5% in 2022 to between 15% and 17% in the mid-term. Rolls-Royce remains committed to reducing its environmental impact despite backing away from electric powertrains. Ergin-Bilgic told investors that the sustainable aviation fuel that the company is developing will be the sole pathway for large airliners to achieve net zero climate targets. Rolls-Royce also remains committed to developing its hydrogen capability in partnership with EasyJet, but Ergin-Bilgic doesn't believe hydrogen will play a role in the industry in the next 15 or 20 years. And there's clearly very little profit to be made in continuing to develop the electric side of this business, so they're selling it off. As with aviation, a drop in replacement for existing vehicle fuels would be a no-brainer compared to the insanity of batteries, windmills, solar panels, grid upgrades and charging stations. But don't expect to see any government drop billions of dollars into researching that anytime soon, as they're all on the EV train to oblivion. So that's just about it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think. If you have any tips or stories, you can hit me up on Instagram or by email, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.